Hey YouTube, what's going on? Hope you're having a fantastic day. Yesterday I came live, but unfortunately I received a phone call while I was live and I had to disconnect, which was pretty frustrating. But again, everything is a lesson, and the lesson will keep showing up until you learn it. So I'm just connecting to my other social platforms. But this is basically for me, it was a lesson. I was like, okay, how do I make sure that when I go live next time, that I don't get interrupted or no one can call me when I'm live? So I just went onto my phone, put it on flight mode so that I make sure that when I'm speaking, I don't get interrupted. And that's a bit like life, right? Um, it happens. And every day that it happens, we've got the opportunity to learn how we can make things better for ourselves. So, um, yeah, I'm looking forward to this session. I'm basically going to just be answering your questions. Um, I'm just going to go live on Instagram and here we go. Alrighty. And I've got around 25 minutes. So I'm looking forward to um, sharing some time with you guys and hopefully being of service and giving some value to whoever joins and any questions that you may have. Hopefully, I can give you some insight, some inspiration, some motivation, so you can continue to move forward in your life in a better, more positive way. All right. So first of all, let me know where you guys are tuning in from. That would be awesome, so that I can see all the amazing places. I think one thing that we tend to do very easily is we take social media for granted, for real. Like what I get to do here, like I'm live on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram at the same time, um, and that means that I'm connected to like so many of you all around the world at the same time. And it really is a blessing. Like if you think about 20 years ago, if you wanted to connect with people, did anyone ever have a pen pal? I remember my mum had a pen pal and she would write to people in other countries, write letters. Um, and now we get to connect with people virtually and actually be like in real time connection, which is just phenomenal. So, this is really a blessing, a gift, and something that we need to be very grateful for, but very conscious of how much of an impact social media, negative news, things that don't raise our vibration and that don't help us to evolve and become our true selves. We have to be very self aware of what it is that you're consuming into your mind because you are what you consume. So, really pay attention to that. So, yeah, let me know where you guys are tuning in from and I'll just sip on my coffee um, and see where you guys where you guys are. Scotland. I think the one of the shit things is when I'm live, I'm like, yeah, I'll have a coffee, but I'm the one that's speaking. I'm not able to actually enjoy the coffee because I'm always talking. So anyway, Oregon, Texas, Michigan, Indiana, Port Macquarie. Did someone say? UK. People are still awake. I know that it's what is it, 12 a.m. in Scotland or the UK now. Um, so everybody who is tuning in and is not sleeping yet, it's great to be connected with you. Um, Gasface, how you doing, Luke? No, that's not your name. You're saying hey Luke to me. Um, Butterfly Love, New York. Great to be connected with you guys. All right, let's get straight into this because I've only got about 25 minutes before my next appointment. Yeah, this session is basically open. So send out some of your questions, what do you need some support with, and I'm basically going to be here for the next 25 minutes to hopefully give you some insight, inspiration, motivation, uplifting energy, and some more self-awareness so you can move forward in your life with whatever it is that you're dealing with. So yeah, I'm just going to wait. Anybody who has any questions, um, go for it. Let me know what's up. Let me know what you need help with. I'm looking forward to sharing whatever I can, because sometimes we just need that extra push. And motivation is like bathing; it doesn't last very long. You need that daily reminder to continue to forge forward every single day. I need it as well. Hence why, really staying in my power place and being consistent, repetition, perseverance, showing up, taking action is part of my motivation, is part of my routine, is part of me continuing to evolve and grow, because I don't put myself in a comfort zone where I, go, oh, don't worry about that. I won't do that for a week. Nah, man, I'm pushing every day, because every day that I take action, I'm growing. I'm becoming a new version of myself. I'm taking more action. I'm building more confidence, building more self awareness, listening and paying attention to more of my thoughts. Um, Gambling husband. Fuck, I used to gamble my whole life. I was a gambler for, there's positive gambling, taking risks, right? Taking risks on your life. It's that risk that you're afraid to take that might set you free, which could be leaving a toxic relationship. You're afraid, you're scared, you're like, fuck, I don't know if I should do it. I'm going to be alone or this and that. Face your fears. Don't be afraid of that shit. You got one life, one chance. It's your opportunity to say, hey, I'm going to live to the fullest. I'm going to trust myself, do what's right for me. I'm going to tune into my intuition, and I'm going to go. Making indecision is the cause of all worry. Indecision is the cause of all worry. Not making a decision is going to make you overthink, doubt yourself. You're going to waste energy and time. Remember, energy, your energy is currency. And depending on how much you value yourself, your currency, it's expensive, your energy. If you're wasting it on overthinking, doubting yourself, living in a state of fear, then you're going to be drained. Then you're going to be unhappy. Then you're going to feel low. And that's where you're not going to thrive in your life. But in terms of gambling, I used to gamble, didn't have a relationship with money, didn't understand money at all. And so for 10 years, from 18 to 28, I was in debt. And I was gambling all the time. I was playing poker machines at the casino with my friends. Um, Again, didn't have purpose, didn't have self-love, didn't have confidence in myself, was always seeking something external to make me feel like I was worthy, to make me feel empowered, to make me feel like life was worth living, to give me some sort of excitement in life. So you want to look at that. Again, communication is very big, but there's also something that it fuels you. It fills some sort of void when you escape, when you go to gamble, right? So that was part of my journey of filling myself up, making me feel worthy, or like there was something that made me feel happy when I got some sort of reward, right? Unsupported family over Christmas. How do you deal with some things that are not working? Not everything's going to work. Just like the rain, it's been raining for 4 days. I'm like, freaking hell, man, why is it still like raining? Like, hurry up and let the sun come out. And this is part of life. This is a part of the seasons that we go through. And not every day is going to be sunny. Not every day is going to be happy and peaceful and amazing. You got to keep going. You've got to go through the dark experiences to get to the light, because then you realize that it was worth it. Then you appreciate the duality of, what it was like when it was tough. And you was like, yeah, I persevered. I didn't give up. I got to this other side because I didn't stop. Right. So it's the same thing with the rain. I look at the rain and I'm like, okay, it's part of what it is. You got to keep going because soon it's going to be sunny, but you can't stop. So in terms of family, let me just go to family. Yeah, I used to gamble to fill a void. Yeah, so did I. Unsupported family over Christmas. Yeah, look, um, I've had to learn that. For me, Christmas is not really it's more about the kids for me. When I was younger, obviously, I looked forward to getting presents and all that kind of stuff. I got 10 nieces and nephews, so for me, really, it's about them. And again, obviously, you have family that you spend time with. But I think the truth of the matter is as we evolve, as we expand our minds and step more into authenticity and truth, and learning that we are not to be defined by our parents' beliefs, by what the world expects of us, right? Anything outside of yourself is the world. Okay, so You're defined by your own truth. And as you step more into evolution, awakening your truth, your intuition, loving yourself, understanding what works for you, not what works for others, you'll start to have to go through this journey where, in order for you to live in alignment with your destiny, you're going to have to let some people go. And some of those people are going to be family. And it's not easy. You're going to be judged. That's why it takes guts. It takes courage to follow your dreams. It takes courage to actually step out of the norm. It takes courage to turn right, create your own road, to leave a trail, and stop going around in circles and following everybody else. It takes guts and courage. It's not easy. You got to step out in faith, not in fear. But how much do you want it? How much do you want your peace? How much do you want to live your best life? How much do you want to surround yourself with people who actually complement your life, support you, encourage you? And sometimes that only person just needs to be you. Sometimes it's just you that needs to support you and encourage you and be your own best friend. But this is the challenge, because we're so used to having the people around us that we've spent all of our lives with build these emotional connections, and we feel guilty. We do. We feel guilty. It's not easy. You know, um, it's hard. But like I say, if you do what is easy, your life will be hard. If you do what is hard, your life will be easier. Life's never going to be easy. It's challenging. But you got to trust yourself and do exactly what's right for you. Otherwise, you're not in alignment. Otherwise, you're living your life according to what other people expect of you. And that's not your truth. One step at a time. How do you get past worrying what people think when you have your own business? Lulu, yeah, powerful question, man. And it's something that we all face. Again, whether it's family, whether it's friends, I get it. I get it still now with my social platforms. I get it from people that I've used to be very close with. And what it comes down to is love. It comes down to self-love. It comes down to loving yourself. It comes down to loving yourself so much that no matter what anyone says about you or thinks of you or expects of you or talks about you behind your back, they're behind you for a reason. You keep moving forward. But it's loving yourself, building a strong relationship with yourself, having your own back, and saying, nah, man, this is who I am. I love me. You don't need to second guess yourself, even though you may feel guilty for continuing to move forward and do what you believe in. It's part of the process of achievement and getting the results and liberation and standing more in contentment and peace. What's up, Jen on YouTube? How you doing? Let me know in the chat if you have any questions. Guys, if you don't follow me on YouTube, and maybe you can't tune in for the rest of this live as well, please remember that this live is on my YouTube channel, so you will be able to watch it as a replay as well. And if you don't follow me on YouTube, subscribe to my YouTube channel. I look forward to posting more on YouTube as well and on all my other social media platforms. If you're on TikTok, follow me on Instagram, and join my Facebook group, which is called The Dream Chasers. It's an amazing community. There's over 3,000 people that are joining every single day. And really, it's all about positivity and empowering each other, supporting each other. And again, understanding the notion of with whom you surround yourself with is whom you become. Okay. So the more that you surround yourself with people on the same mission as you, like-minded people, and spreading more positivity and love, that's what you become. It's a healthy environment. That's what we need more of, right? For example, I coach a lot of people, but at the same time, the other part of what I'm starting to realize and what I know is you're basically hanging out with me, right? And my mind is, I'm unconsciously positive because I've built myself, remolded, rewired, reframed my mind from being very negative, pessimistic, doubtful, insecure, right, to now being very optimistic, very successfully driven, very, very positive, self-loving, appreciative, grateful, right? So I'm unconsciously positive. So if you surround yourself with this kind of energy, guess what you become? So that's part of, why you would say, well, you know what? Yeah, I want to work with Luke, because this is what you become. It's what, like, you tune into my live. If you tune into my live every day and you keep listening to my podcast, for example, the Lukemindpower show, and you keep fueling yourself with this every single day, guess what you're going to become? unconsciously positive instead of being unconsciously negative all the time, because you become what you consume is what you become. Who you surround yourself with is whom you become. And you got to, not everybody's has the ability to do what I did, and step out and really just focus on yourself and disconnect yourself from the world. But that's what I had to do in order for me to rewire and reprogram my subconscious mind so that I could be this empowering and positive every single day. I had to take the time to build a relationship with myself. But the one thing that's true is, man, be very mindful who you talk to every single day. Be very mindful the conversations that you're having with people every single day, because it will make you or it will fucking break you. And this is where you want to show up and be a bit more self-aware in your life right now, because time doesn't give a shit about you. Time is going and it's ticking. And it's like you can choose to show up now, and you can choose to say, hey, you know what? From now on, I'm going to actually invest in myself in the best possible way so that I can become the fucking ultimate best version of myself. Because I want to make the rest of my life the best of my life. And I'm not willing to waste any more time. And I got to tell you that, yeah, I can say, it took me 13 years to figure myself out after I finished school. All that from in all my 20s till 33. It wasn't until I woke up and said, oh, fuck, for things to change, I got to change. So from 33 to 37, I've been working on myself, personal development, investing in myself, changing my mindset, surrounding myself with different people so that I could get different results. Because I knew I was being limited. I knew I wasn't my true self. I knew there was more from me. And I knew that if I continued to surround myself with the people who I was surrounding myself, I'm not going to get to where I need to be. I'm not going to live my truth. And it's not to discredit any of my friends, any people that I lived with, that I was friends with in the past, but everybody's on their own journey, right? And just because you've been with certain people for a certain amount of time doesn't mean that you have to stay with them for the rest of your life. Your most important job is to trust yourself and do what's right for you in your life. You're not here to conform, you're here to create. And it is uncomfortable. You do get triggered, you do feel guilty, but it's liberating because you're doing what's right for you. You're not conforming, you're not lowering yourself, you're not dimming your light because other people don't believe in you, or because other people say that you can't go there, you can't do this. Other people are always just sharing with you their own limitations. People are always just expressing themselves and letting you know their own beliefs. And remember, not everybody can feel what you feel. Not everybody can see what you see. Not everybody has that vision that you have. So you can't expect people to understand you, but be mindful of who you surround yourself with, because if you continue to hear someone that's saying to you that you're never going to achieve that, that's not good for you, you shouldn't do that. Well, guess what? Eventually that's going to really dim you. It's going to really lower your vibration. It's going to really make you not feel empowered. And again, it's going to impact you and it's going to slow you down. So if there's something in your life like that, you want to get rid of that shit, man. Like, it's just not healthy. And the more that you become aware of that, the more you're going to transform your life. Jen in YouTube, you said, I'm interested in your coaching. What I'd get you to do, Jen, is just send me a direct message on Instagram, at Lukemindpower on Instagram. Send me a direct message, and I will give you some more information there. All right. I got rid of my negative Nellies around me. Absolutely. So powerful. Being positive brings more positivity in your life. You focus on what you do have, not what you don't have. We always focus on, I haven't got this, I haven't got that, I haven't achieved this. We're focusing on all the time what we don't have. And guess what? The mind is attracted to negativity, right? And if you focus on more of what you don't have, or you see more things that you don't have, the reticular activating system of your mind is very powerful. If you just focus on the things that you do have, you end up attracting more of what you do want. So very, very powerful. Very powerful. What if it's family? It doesn't matter. You've got to protect your energy. You've got to do what's right for you. And family, again, we're all humans, right? So you can say, well, we're all part of the human family. But the truth of the matter is that you got to make up your mind. How do you want to live? How do you want to move forward in your life? How do you want to be? You know, how do you want to feel? Like which way do you want to go? What is it for you? And if it's something that is deeper within you and you feel like you're being limited because your family doesn't support you or encourage you, well, make a decision and say, hey, do I want to live according to what my family wants, or do I want to live according to what I want? And, again, that's why I say sometimes you got to let people go in order for you to grow. And one of the truths that I know because of my own experience with family is that at the beginning, they won't understand you. As much as you can tell them how you feel, what you believe in, the truth, and what you want to do, whether it's family or friends, they just won't get it. When I talk, I remember speaking to a friend of mine and I said, I'm going to be the best motivational, I'm going to be a motivational speaker. And he laughed at me. For him, it didn't make sense 3 years ago. Like we've been friends for over 10 years. And all of a sudden I started talking like this. So, when he first heard that, it was confusing, and I get it, right? So you just got to know that and be aware of that when you start to talk about your vision, your dreams, your goals, or just things that you believe in that don't make sense to other people, you're going to get some resistance because most people love to be in their comfort zone. And when you're in your comfort zone, you don't grow, you don't evolve, you stay the same, you limit yourself. And I think what's amazing is that when you step out of that comfort zone, when you have a healthy, positive, empowering environment, what happens is you start to really see that there's so much more from you that you didn't know there was, right? And that inspires you, it motivates you, it builds that momentum, right? Because you're like, oh my God, wow, I just did this. For example, let's just say that you wanted to work with me and you went through my 20-week program and you got to the end of that and you absolutely transform your life, because that's what happens when you take part and you participate and you take action. You look back at that and you go, oh my God, if I can do that, what else is there? Like, what else is there from me that I haven't discovered yet, that I don't know about? If I can break through all these limiting beliefs and I can break through this fear and this doubt, and I can build some self confidence and really have a strong, loving relationship with myself, what else is there? And that's where you become limitless, where you realize that there are no limits to life. The only limits that there are the ones that you create in your mind. And it's always just a story, it's just a conversation. And most of the time, those thoughts in that conversation isn't even yours. It's all bullshit from relationships, past relationships, as people that have told you that you can't do things or that you're not enough or that you're never going to be happy, you're never going to live your dreams, you're never going to do or find that peace in your life. It's all other people's limitations. And people have said this to you, and now it's programmed into your subconscious mind. And that's why I always say, you are not your thoughts, you are the observer of them. So when you become very aware of your thoughts, you become conscious of, oh, hang on a second, there's a conversation that's very limiting. Is that really true? Is that really me? And deep down with your intuition, you'll always be able to find your truth and your answers. But it's building that extra strong foundation and relationship with yourself so that you can be so connected with your energy and your essence and trust yourself. Because I had to go through that process because I didn't trust myself. And last year I had to lose over $100,000 in a business opportunity that I thought was going to take me to the top. And I had to go through that. But I realized through that 6-month journey of investing that much money that the whole point of that journey for me was the fact that I didn't trust myself. And the universe took me through that to hurt me but to also wake me up, because I had so many red flags, so many opportunities for me to actually speak my truth, stand up for myself, and I wouldn't because I was afraid. I was afraid. Christine, I was told time and time again I'm worthless. My three siblings, mind you, I cut all ties. I'm now married, have two sons, and I'm very happy and wealthy female. Wow. That's amazing, Christine. So happy for you. I'm absolutely cheering for you, and I'm sending you a lot of love, sending you high vibes. So great to hear. That's awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Um, all right, guys. We got about 5 minutes left before I got to go. Um, So yeah, send if you've. I know maybe some of you have been writing some questions while I was speaking, but yeah, that's the other part of me when I really get and allow myself to divinely work and speak. I'm just really focusing on the cameras so that I can connect with you. I've got three cameras here, and I'm looking at all of them at the same time, so I don't get to pay attention to all of the questions. So if you do have any more questions, let me know and I'll pick some and spend the next 5 minutes um, doing my best to answer them for you. Um, Draining your energy. Can I describe them? Yeah, I mean, it's you just being very aware of how you feel, your vibration. Um, because, yeah, there are people out there. Again, really, it's remember this: giving starts the receiving process. Okay. But be very mindful of when you give, whether you're receiving, okay? Because a lot of the times people can be in your life to really just be energy vampires, and they're constantly there, but they're not adding value to your life. So remember, your energy is your currency and it's expensive. So when you give to someone, take note. What are you receiving in return? Are they fueling you with positive energy? Are they fueling you with information that's valuable, that's empowering, that's supportive, right? Because if you're giving and giving and giving and giving and supporting and supporting and supporting, but then you're not receiving that in return, what's going to happen? You're going to feel drained, you're going to feel empty, you're going to feel low, right? And then you're going to go through anxious experiences, you're going to have panic attacks, you're not going to feel happy, you're going to feel tired all the time, you're going to have low moods, you're going to feel disconnected because you're constantly being of service to others. You ain't filling yourself up. You're not taking care of you. That's why it's very important to have the right energy, the right people in your life. And when you give, they give back as well, right? And that way, you're not just constantly pouring out, you're pouring out, but then you're also being poured into, right? Um, so I hope that that helps understand energy, because it's very important for you to be aware of that. Yeah, I think one of the great quotes that I've came across this year was, I don't know if you can relate to this, but I'm sure you can. We've all been through challenging experiences. Some of us are still going through challenging experiences right now. So, for example, there is a quote that says, "How do you make a glow stick glow? You break it, right?" And I had to go through many rejections. I had to go through many experiences in my life where I felt broken, where I felt hurt, where I felt like, life wasn't worth living and I wasn't enough and things were just not going in the right direction for me. So, um, when you are in that place of feeling like you're broken, feeling like you can't go on, feeling like you're not enough, feeling like life is just not working out for you, this is the most extraordinary place to be. This is, the wound is where the light enters. This is where you start to shine. This is where you are in your darkest moment, where you feel the pain, where you're fueled by that pain, and when you actually decide to say, yeah, wow, okay, I don't know why this is happening. Have that faith. It takes courage to keep going, right? It's important to, again, tune in, be aware of your mind, be aware of your thoughts, be aware of what you're consuming, right? If you're listening to me or you're listening to my podcast, this is where you go, okay, you know what? I can do this. I can change. I can start taking a bit of assertive action, being a little bit more conscious, standing up for my truth, doing things one step at a time. Change doesn't happen overnight. It happens when you don't quit. And sometimes, again, come back to gratitude, come back to focusing on what you do have, not what you don't have. When you focus on what you do have, you end up having so much more. But be mindful of what you're consuming into your mind, but know that if things are to change for you, you've got to change. You've got to make some changes. You got to get relentless. You got to get really like, fuck this shit. I deserve better. In order for my life to change, I need to change. In order for me to get different results, I got to start doing things differently. And most of the time, your success depends on your environment. And I think that's been a common theme that we've been talking about today is your environment. It will make you or break you, your environment, everything that's close to you in your proximity. And I have to tell you that a lot of the times, what I've noticed with some of my clients is that the reason why we're unhappy, we're not living our best life is I don't know if you can hear the screaming, but I'm at my sister's house and there's 4 kids and they're having a session of screaming. But anyway, most of the time, what happens is the reason why you're unhappy is because you're in an unhealthy environment and you're in an unhealthy relationship. And sometimes we don't want to admit it because we wish and hope that we would evolve into these healthy relationships and have the right partner and live the best life. And we work so hard and put so much time and energy into these relationships and marriages and whatever it is, and you get to a place where you feel depressed. You're having panic attacks. You're drained, and you don't want to kind of admit it to yourself that it's not working. You know, and a lot of the times I found that the real reason why you're depressed is because you're actually in a really unhealthy relationship. And that's why it's so important to have a strong, loving relationship with yourself. Because the truth of the matter is if you want a better life, you need to become better. If you want to attract better into your life, you have to become better. You attract what you are. So that's why building a self-loving and strong relationship with yourself is so important, because the higher you raise your vibration, the more that you attract that which is you into your life. Because especially when you do the work on yourself, you have more of a respectful appreciation for the work that you've done on yourself, and you'll never allow anyone to come into your proximity that's going to disrespect you, because you honor yourself so much. You have this love and respect for who it is that you are. Anyone that comes and disrespects you, you send them away, right? Because you love you so much. That's really the power of self-love. And again, it always comes down to love with anything that you want to do. That's why I believe, I was watching Dan Locke. He's a really successful entrepreneur and speaker as well. And he said, what is the secret to success? And his version was that, you got to be hungry. Like, you got to want it. You got to fucking go against the grain and go against what everyone else thinks and wants for you. And you do what you believe in and be different. Don't be afraid to go the opposite direction. And he said, you got to be hungry. And I agree with him. Yes, you have to be hungry. But the core emotion, energy, truth of being able to do what's right for you and honor yourself, respect yourself, is self-love. That's the secret to success, is loving yourself so much that nothing gets in your way, that you love you enough to do what's right for you, to follow your heart, to trust yourself. And that's really what I believe is the key, is self-love, is loving yourself. Because when you have that love and that relationship with yourself, no one will fuck with you. You're too powerful. And love is the strongest emotion that we have. So can you imagine if you connect with that self-love and you build that strong relationship with yourself, you become unstoppable, unbreakable, unshakable. So I hope that has inspired you today, guys. I got a jet because I got an appointment with another client of mine. I'm super pumped for that. But I send you so much love. Please keep believing in yourself. I can't wait to speak to you hopefully tomorrow again, and empower you and hopefully answer some of your questions. Never give up on your dreams, never give up on yourself. And remember, the only person that you need to believe in yourself is yourself. You don't need anyone else. As you move forward, you will attract the right people that'll come and they'll complement your life. They'll support you. They'll encourage you. But the people who don't support you, that's okay. They're just showing you their limitations and what they believe in their own mind. But that's not your belief. That's theirs. Okay. So take care. I'll talk to you very, very soon. It's a blessing. YouTube, I hope you enjoyed that. I'm just finishing up. And as you probably heard, some of my nephews and my nieces making a bit of racket. But again, life is not always going to be perfect. There's going to be distractions and things that are going to happen in your life that are not going to kind of support you, but you've got to keep persevering, got to keep taking action, keep believing in yourself. So anyway, I'll leave you with that and I'll talk to you very, very soon. Peace out.